Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk to you all about Fortnite Battle Royale's newest update. This update brings a Close Encounters limited time mode, the Infinity Blade weapon, and a minor change to the planes in-game. The change to the planes is that when a plane is shot down, the driver and all passengers of that plane will now take 25 damage from the explosion. This is such a small consequence for being in the plane when it is destroyed. It is a step in the right direction because there needed to be some consequence for being in a plane and potentially using it incorrectly and getting killed or having your plane destroyed. You should be punished for that, but I don't think 25 damage is enough. Maybe they'll scale it up over time, but it doesn't really seem like that much of a disadvantage to take 25 damage when you can have 200 HP, 100 HP and 100 shield, and then be playing super defensively in the plane, and then finally when someone shoots you down, your punishment is 25 damage. Big deal. So we'll have to see how that changes the game. I don't really think it'll change it much because, like I said, 25 damage isn't that much, but we'll see. The Close Encounters mode we've already seen before, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But now we're going to get into the Infinity Blade. This is a weapon that can be found in Polar Peak. Its primary fire, which I assume would be right trigger or your main fire button, delivers a powerful sword slash. It deals big damage to enemies and destroys structures in one blow, and it deals 75 damage to players. So at max, if you had 200 health, it would take 3 hits from this blade to kill you. The alternate fire allows players to leap great distances, destroying objects in their path, and upon landing it delivers a damage and knock up to nearby players, dealing 25 damage. So if you did this knock up and then hit somebody with the sword, that would be 100 damage right there. That's kind of absurd, so you would need to do that, and then I guess you would still need to do 3 strikes with that, because 150 would be 2 strikes, and that plus 25 would only be 175. So it would still take 3 strikes. The wielder of the sword is also granted additional abilities, an increased pool of max health and shields, 200 health, 200 shields. So they'll have 400 total. They're not one pumpable. The pump does a maximum of, what, 220 with the legendary one? They're not one pumpable with this weapon, or while they hold this. And they have a regeneration of effective health over time up to max health and shields, 1 HP per second. So I assume you would tick up health first, and then once you have max health, they start getting shield back. An instant burst of and they also have increased movement speed at 130%. The first player to pull the Infinity Blade from its pedestal will be instantly healed to full health and full shields. So I take it that if you pick it up mid-game, you don't get that right away. You have to wait for it to tick up because it specifically says the first player to pull the blade from its pedestal. So not everybody who's using the blade will automatically be at 400 HP. So that's cool. Also, you get a health upon elimination. If you kill an enemy while using the sword, you gain 50 HP. And when the wielder of the blade picks up an item, such as like other weapons, it says aside from building a material, so like heals or weapons, the Infinity Blade will be dropped. The Infinity Blade will be dropped while the wielder is knocked out or eliminated, and only in 1 Infinity Blade can appear per match. I don't like the sound of this at all. I assume this is in the normal game because it isn't stated. It's like its own thing. It's not in the Close Encounters part. If this was a limited time mode, I don't care. Knock yourself out. This reminds me of the Infinity Gauntlet mode that they had in the past. Like this kind of seems like something similar to that, but just not as good as Thanos was. But I really just don't like the idea of this. We'll have to see how it plays out in game, especially since like now that I'm reading it, I initially thought that when you picked it up you automatically got that, but it has to tick up. So actually it won't be as drastic if people are using it in like chaotic fights. Like let's say you're in a fight with somebody, they hit you a couple times with the sword and then you kill them and you pick up the sword. If someone else comes to fight you and you don't hide for a long time, they're actually going to be able to kill you. So this might not actually affect the game. And with the added mobility of planes and such, this might not matter. So we'll see how it plays out in game, but this is something that I initially don't like the sound of. It is somewhat interesting to have a power weapon like this that there's one of on the map, and then playing for control of that can give you an advantage. Like I understand why a player should get an advantage if they're able to control this item, because like I said, there's only one on the map, so people are going to be gunning for you. That's another thing. If you have this and it's very obvious while you're using it that you have it, like if it's easy to tell in the character model, then that person will likely just get focused out. So I don't know. Initially, I don't like the sound of this, but we'll have to see how it plays out in game. Also, we'll have to see how the range of the attack does. Like if when you swing it, it destroys all the builds around you, that'll be really powerful. But if it doesn't, like if they can only destroy builds in one direction, it might be easy to get the Infinity Blade user with traps. And spike traps are actually very effective at 150 damage per trap. So the spike traps could be a decent counter to this, just depending on how the attack actually goes. And the Infinity Blade could maybe increase the pace of the game. Like the Infinity Blade user might be able to push some people that are just camping in bases. we'll have to see how it plays out in game, but my initial reaction to this is just negative. That's it for this update. There wasn't much in it. Let me know what you all thought in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you would like to see more from me, subscribe. I do stream Fortnite Battle Royale every single day, and I should be live a few hours after this video is posted.
That's fine.
Thanks for watching.
That's everybody.
Okay, so I did
Somehow shotgun them, yeah.
whatever, I guess.
I guess.
That first one we shot at is like looking at us now. Are there in like a build fight? I
Yeah.
might be able to get it with a grenade. It looks like it might only be connected by like one thing.
I can shoot it down too. Here. He took fall damage. I don't know how much. Can't see.
Alright. There's still more here, I think. They put a trap down. Nice.
Kid grappling up.
Nice, good shit. What the hell?
How'd that not kill him?
I don't know. It didn't even do damage.
Nice.
I know.